So hello and welcome to the Wow Chainagng. It's Women's Only Wednesday on the Chainagng, powered by Full Speed Events, who in turn are powered by the world's hottest cayenne pepper, from Emma, our organiser, who decided that my voice wasn't hot enough and wasn't working correctly. So she's actually just decided to feed me the world's hottest French food ever.com. However, enough of that. We are back in the UK, as you can tell, back in the underground studio. Hence, looks like we're inside the bunker. And I'm taking a bit of a break because I'm sat on the super duper comfy chair that I stole from Emma. Emma is otherwise engaged, otherwise known as taking a little bit of a break from the Chainagng tonight. Now, Women's Only Wednesday, it's the 6th of December. Where are we heading? We are heading over to one of my favourite routes to ride. It's also one of my favourite routes for the gang, but it's a real tough challenge for the riders. And the reason for that, as you can see, that is on our Velo Viewer profiles that you can see just over there. And that is the 2D and the 3D versions. Now, you can scroll them, you can stretch them, you can change them, but we keep the scale the same, basically. So if you've got Velo Viewer, go along the slider, we go back halfway down the slider, we keep it the same scale in all the maps, so that gives you a really good indication of what you're going to be facing. Now, it is 2 laps of this course, so we basically start off up on the top, and it's flat. We then drop down to the river in Richmond. We go along the riverside and then we climb up. First, we've got the cobble climb that takes you round towards the top of the plateau. We drop down, then it's the steep kicker up 23rd Street. Then we drop down the final climb to the finish line. Now, we're going to do that once. We're then going to go round it again. So it's a 0.5k leading to the start line, 2 laps of 16.2k, and that means that we are then going to be on the UCI lap banner for the finish, and that means that we then are heading around to the blue banner coming at 38.5k. Now, tonight was meant to be Izzy Torrey. Apologies, but Izzy not well. Get well soon, Izzy, and get well soon to Chloe. And both our beacons unable to make it. As you can see, directly above me, we're underway. We're in with Tracy Seeley. So let's join the Chainagng now. You've seen where they're going, courtesy of Fellow Viewer. Now let's head out on to the ride. You can see Tracy's our beacon. Currently, the riders just making their way towards that start line. So let's jump in them with them here on the Chainagng. Here we go. So Women's Only Wednesday on its way. Our riders now making the way in towards the banner. This is the banner as they come underneath that lap banner. So here we go. So you can indeed watch. We are indeed live streaming. Thank you very much, Tracy. Much appreciated. Pinging out the details. So going out live on the Full Speed Events YouTube channel. Good to see that we've got lots of riders. Now, if you haven't watched the Chainagng before, it's really simple how this works. The aim is to go around with a ramped workout. We had a great ride out last time on our last hit out. And good to see that we've got Sammy Stewart on board. So Sammy in the Chainagng, and I think pretty much everybody out. We just got one rider behind at the moment, about 12 seconds here. Now, quick reminder, if you are in the Chainagng and you are not at the pace of the riders, or you get out a little bit late, please, guys, don't forget you can drop out and jump back in again. So, looks like there are a few riders. Now, we can ignore our avatar. Emma's going to stay in the pens tonight. So here we go, making our way in through. Let's get our helicopter up in the top. It is blooming cold. Now, Foxy was stuck in the pen. She's made it in and across. Great to see. We do have a few riders making the way on. I think Morris just being distance. Hot on the way as well here. Giuseppina de Natal just making away. Freya Halliday just jumping on to the gang. A quick reminder, though, if you are not in with the group, then make sure, guys, you can always do a late join. Jump out, re-jump back in again. The late join is on, and it allows you to get back in with the group now. Just having a little look at the time scales of our riders behind. Natal just about to get onto the wheel of Morris. Morris is absolutely motoring along here. He's got about 20 seconds to make up here. So that group on the front is going to need to be nice and steady, I suspect, for the group to get back in together. Now I'm hoping everybody knows the score. Stay around the yellow beacon. The yellow beacon will be setting the pace, and the key here is to keep off the front until we've got everybody, I think, pretty much together. Just taking a little look at the group at the back and what pace that they're riding at here. Halliday and Podgator at the moment just distance, and looking at the pace, I think they're going to be struggling a little bit to get on, because I'm just looking at the time gaps at the moment for our riders. They take the turn around this the upper section of the course here, and that gap, I'm looking at about 23 seconds or so, but it's all dependent on the pace that our riders are putting in. So our two key riders here, for Halliday's absolutely motoring along here, 2.9 watts per kilo, and should make contact with the group in front. You can just see the group is up there. So if in doubt, feel free to drop back and help them out. Now, our two riders behind, I don't think they're going to make contact here because they're not going fast enough. So Natal, so that is Giuseppina and Lesil. They're going to struggle to get into the group at the pace group is going off from that start line. Let's take a little bit of a look at the back of the group. Looks like Joanne Lee just holding at the back there with Pip Morn. Looks like Sammy Stewart is also doing the same here. Nice, Sammy out riding strongly already. No surprises there. So Halliday's coming at pace. I suspect Halliday's likely to be the last of our riders who makes contact here. So the breadcrumbs are out. We all call it breadcrumbs because this is essentially how it works. The more riders go off the back, the more chance riders have of getting back in touch and coming back in with the group, picking up the riders behind and then bringing them in on board. Our beacons can't do it on their own. That would be really tough stuff. Halliday really coming at a good pace here. She's going to make the contact with the group. So it is going to be Freya Halliday. Freya with a J. You can spell it with a J or a Y. Did my research before I named my daughter Freya, actually. There you go. So here we go. Looks like all those that are likely to make it have made it. All the rest of the riders losing too much ground is the case. Jump out and jump back in again. No problems with that whatsoever. It does mean that you'll be in with the gang, but it looks like that gang now all back together again. Pretty much two riders not on the group, but losing ground at the moment. And that means a key here. Jump out, jump back in again. It works really, really well. Let's have a little run through the group whilst we are here. We've got Angela Webster in with us. No surprise to Angela on board. One of our key riders, regular strong rider on the Chainagng. Adele Suster, who's been putting in some great rides on the gang as well. Just tucked alongside Tracy here. We've got Lisa Elliott from the Fear Squad. The Fear Squad, of course, with that fantastic jersey that we all love, the light blue and yellow jersey. Looks like Joanne Lee, who we've already seen. Tucked in here, Joanne going for the monochromatic greys or whites and blacks. Somebody who works at a Barco warehouse. No surprise she's in black and white. Wonder whether that's subliminal or whether that's deliberate that she's actually choosing that. Now, let's take another look. Who else have we got in here? Sandra McKay's on board. The Tactic squad are out. Good to have Tactic on board. The guys with one of the best kits. And Nicola and Tracy and gang from Tactic. You'll be glad to know that when I had my little laydown, a.k.a. the bike broke and I hit the deck head first at 40k an hour, the kit that they cut off in the hospital on the spinal board was not my Tactic kit. Whoop, whoop. There you go. John Lee, no thoughts whatsoever behind her kit choice tonight. It is totally subliminal that she's on black and white. So let's have a little look. So 2.5 comes the call already. Tracy calling out the numbers, and this is where things get a little bit interesting now. Good to see we've got Rhea Mobbs on board. Hi, Rhea. Good to see you on board. Rhea, rider that I've watched riding and racing since, well, for more years than probably Rhea or I care to remember. Still only a youngster, but riding very strongly. Good to see you back on the bike. Speaking of youngsters, we have got the one and only Ruby Isaac with us. Ruby, one of our regular riders on the WOW, out and racing regularly as on the track, on the boards. I saw Ruby actually out on the velodrome not all that long ago, and great to see Ruby mixing up a riding. Hopefully going to be enjoying riding, because what we always say is if it's not fun, don't do it. It's really simple. Do stuff that's fun. Life's too short to do things that make you miserable. Do stuff that's fun. Have fun. Get out and ride. Really, really key. Now, loving the shouts out to go jump off, jump back in and join the party. Just alongside Claire Richards, Aeonian teammate of our organiser. That is Emma from Full Speed Events. Now we're just taking a little bit of a break from riding. Today has been part two of the journey back from France. Normally we do it in a one-hit wonder. Oddly enough, for a change, I was really smart. It's very rare that I'm actually smart, but I had this bright idea that actually we'd break the journey into two and we'd stop after doing the French journey, getting out of France and getting into the UK to save our Schengen days. And that means that actually we had a really relaxed drive up today. We even went sightseeing on the way up. Now, newbies here tonight. There are indeed newbies here tonight. There are names that I am not uber familiar with, I have to admit. Don't know everyone here. Newbie on here. Ah, excellent. We love new riders. Cara. So Cara Rawlinson is here. Cara, this is how it works. It's really easy. Stay around yellow. They will call the shots. This is Tracy, also known as Terminator 2.0. And Lipper as well. Oh, and Morris. Oh, fantastic. Excellent. I am loving the shout-outs, same from our Electric Spirit. Can't imagine any of the Electric Spirit riders there. Fionn Gilbert on board. Now, okay, well, we've so many new riders. Loads of people to talk about. Okay, so it's really easy. If you're a newbie and you're watching the feed, this is simple. If you've actually come in and having a go, please do join us. It works really simple. This was born from the Donny Chaingang, the ramp workout that became legendary throughout lockdown and continues almost on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Now, it's really simple. What happens is the yellow beacon controls the pace of the ride. They call the shots. And until there are three little words said, they're the same word, which is the word go, said 3 times by our yellow beacon. When that appears on the screen, there are no limits. There is no speed. There is no limit. You can go as slow as you want, as fast as you want. You do whatever you want. You can go round and round in circles. It really doesn't matter. But till that point, the aim is to stay with yellow as long as is physically possible. That means get in the wheels, stay in the wheel. Remember, 6 meters is key. Now, the aim is get to the yellow beacon. Stay with that yellow beacon for as long as is possible. Now, and in here, this is one of our new riders. And Lippert just jumping on the backs. And looks like Pitmon's going to drop back, try and give some assistance. You will find that the rider's gone there. Now, here we are. You can see and Lippert. One of the things that I was going to find tricky. Now, one of our newer riders on a Zwift bike. Now, the Zwift bike's a great bike, but it's not the most aerodynamic. You can see Foxy just in front, where you can see Foxy's rear wheel, and that's a deep rim. And that means that you need less effort to move through the wind. Now, Foxy's working really hard here. If you sit in the wheel, you're going to go quicker. If we get a couple of riders going back to help out Foxy, we're going to find they're going to go even quicker. We're just looking for that gap. Currently about 60 seconds. Not 60 seconds, 6 seconds. Here we are. Yeah, 6 seconds. Now, Foxy's motoring along with Lipper in here. We've got Johnson just fighting to stay in those wheels. Get on to the wheels is key. Absolutely key. As we can see off the back of this group, we've got a couple of riders just working at the moment. Lippert just trying to stay on those wheels. Looks like the riders here. Foxy just trying to bring back Lipper. It's got a bit of a job. It's holding on the way through. This is going to be really, really key. So they've got to basically try and get on to Pip's wheel here. Pip is on the back of that group, just holding the back of that group up at the moment. So riders taking this left-hand turn. It's all about trying to get back in touch. Now, new riders on here. We have got one or two very familiar names. Now, just going to try and work our way up through this group. Just have a little bit of a look. Who is in with the group? This group is just rolling along. Now, this is what happens on Zwift. If you're new to Zwift, basically, what happens is the group has the advantage of the draft. They basically are all hiding out of the wind. Makes a huge difference to the riders if you're in the group. The slipstream is 6 meters, 3 bike lengths. So 3 Tron bikes, 3 standard road bikes. It's absolutely key. Now, Nicholas Soden just coming in, just dropping back a little bit here. I think going to be giving a little bit of assistance to Foxy. Foxy's trying to bring Lipper in. Lipper, of course, having to fight stay into the wheel of Foxy. Looks like we're going to have a little bit of a chain of breadcrumbs. Nicholas come back here. Pip Morn's coming back here. Looks like Seeley's holding the bunch back on the back, which is the way to do it, to slow them down. Lipper's really working here. Come on, Anne, that's it. Dig nice and deep here. Really is key. Drops that breathe to get rid of that. You might get a really good power up in a moment. Now, once that's gone, our rider's going to get all together. So it looks like that gap has just opened back out again with the transfer across into this. Now Pip is here in with them. So here we go. Pip just dropping back for Lippert. So here we go. This is the back of the group. Pip just jumping in. Now, our red beacons are really king. A massive thank you to Pip for jumping in. They basically try and shepherd as many people back into that group as many times as is possible. So the yellow beacon takes the pace up. And that will, I almost guarantee, drop a few people off. And that'll be like game over. Then, when that happens, the aim here is to try and make sure that we pull people on in as much as possible with our red beacons, until we reach the 3Gs. Now, not all that far behind. It looks like Giuseppe is on her way here. Giuseppina on her way. Giuseppina Di Natale on her way towards the front here. Looks like getting wound up here to try and come up towards the front of the group. Going to come rocketing through here. So, a quick reminder. Make sure that you sit around that yellow front, giving the instruction to chill out a little bit here. I think Spina going to come flying through. Key to keep your message board on. That really does make a huge difference here. Making the most of the draft as it comes in and through. Tracy's our yellow beacon, and as you can see, the front group just drifted off the front. Very difficult course to hold together. Historically, this is a course where we have a lot of breaking up, a lot of gaps opening up. This is the leading group at the moment. Stay off the front till you need to do so. That's what all the smart money does. Good to see that Fionn Gilbert knows the score. Fionn, another of the Gilberts who've come from the Electric Spirit. And this is Fionn, Hohen and Eilish, who are all 3 really accomplished riders. Fionn is not one of the triplets, but the twins are Eilish and Hohen. But the 3 riders really, really strong. Good to see Fionn Gilbert been out and racing really regularly. Good to see Eilish out riding on the cross. West Mid's cyclo cross champion, I think, if I sort of remember on my feed correctly. And Fionn on a good bike here. Got some nice kit. Nice aero bike, good equipment on, and the key here is to stay around that yellow beacon. The aim is to get everybody into this group as much as possible. pull it together. Now, the front group is just easing off. The yellow beacon here, just starting to pull the main group together, and I think they're going to come back together. They're going to have them in the sights. There they are. So the aim is to keep everyone together. If you remember the course profile, we have just dropped down the first of those descents. Let's give you a quick reminder of where they are. We can keep an eye on the riders above us. But we have just dropped down, so you can see it goes along the flat, and then it just drops down into the gap. So we've basically done that long downhill. We're now on that flatter section coming towards us, basically between 9 and 10k on the course. Then we go, if you're looking at the top of the profile, we've got a little bump, and then we go into the first of the major climbs at 12 kilometres, and that's where things are going to get interesting, and it's very difficult to hold everybody together. Interestingly, Tracy Seeley saying that she really dislikes this course. I have to say, if I was leading, this is a really tough course. But this is one where you've got to learn how to modulate your pace. You've got to learn how to not go too hard too soon. And this is a bit like that little bit of temptation. This course tempts our riders to go too hard too soon, to push on the way down, to break the group. And then what happens is that they get in trouble. Now, the key here is learning to modulate speed. Learning only to put the effort in when you need it. This is about keeping the group together. The skill of keeping this group together is a tough, tough, tough one. Now, great to see that Pitmore and Lippert are together. The red beacon, the red bus has formed. All aboard, please, tickets please. The bus is formed. It's on its way. And the bus is, at the moment, being driven by Pitmore, so fantastic stuff. Fionn, do we use power-ups on the DCG or ignore them? Right, wow, that's a really good question, Fionn. Before the 3Gs, the aim is to use your power-ups to help everybody. After the 3Gs, you can do whatever you want. That is entirely up to you. So before the 3Gs, the aim is to keep the group together. So if it helps you keep the group together, great. I'm loving Tracy's. If Matt gives us them. Tracy's banned from all powerups.ever.com. We've actually got Zwift to give her a ban across everything as much as possible. It's not true. Everybody gets power-ups. It's just Tracy just feels put upon. Just feels picked on that we don't give. We do. So basically, you've got power-ups. The aim is to keep them and use them for positive benefit until the 3Gs. So to try and keep everybody together. After the 3Gs, when it is the G-O-G-O-G-O, I can't say it because everybody does it. But at that point, use them whatever. Drop those burritos. Be mean. You know, use the aero for a breakaway. Maybe take a group out, you know, to go sit in the draft. Whatever power you've got, however you want to use it, that's you. Once 3Gs. Up till then, the aim is to keep this group together. And that is tricky. And that is all about learning Zwift. Now, the routes are chosen by Emma. And Emma is picking the routes basically to give us lots of different ways of learning about how to ride on Zwift, how to move quickly on Zwift, how to be able to conserve your energy on Zwift, how to rest at the right time. So the different routes are designed to do that. And that is absolutely key to being able to do that and train to practice. If you're a cyclocross rider, for example, you would practice jumping on and off your dismounts and remounts. So for those of you who are out and regularly riding on cyclocross, you know you do your dismount and your remount practice. It's the same thing here. It's all about making sure you do the practice so that when it comes to race, you can do it correctly and you do it efficiently and fast. And that is really, really important. And have a lot of fun on the way as well. Now, some people don't need much help in going all that quick. Sammy Stewart is one. Looking through our list of riders today, could well be one for Sammy. However, we know a lot of our riders were racing, and Claire Richardson definitely one of those riders. A real pain fest. What course were you on last night? I managed to miss all of this. I think I was suffering the delights of walking the dog post 12 hours of travelling at that point in time, as well as trying to find some food in the wonderful delights of Ashford. So tell us, what course was it? What was it like? Now, on to the climb we go. This is about making sure we try and hold the group nice and smoothly together. And it's about keeping this nice and smooth. Coming back from a book. Suki's Playground. Oh, that is horrible. Yeah, Suki's Playground is a nasty, nasty course. It's not one that we use actually on the Chainagng for a reason. Either on the WoW or on the DCG on the Tuesdays and Thursdays. The brother of the WoW. Yeah, here we go. Looks like the red beacon. Also making their way up on towards the climb. They're going to see the beacon on the right-hand side, the flashing line that indicates they're actually about to start the climb proper. This group nicely making its way up here, nice and smoothly, going around this turn. You can see our camera tracking back. Watching Sandra McKay from the Tactic Race team here as they come around that corner and holding that group, saving that energy, conserving it, using it wisely, really, really key. Now, we will find this is a tricky one. Tracy is a classic ramp person. Does it by the numbers. We go up in 0.5 every half long. This course doesn't let you do this. And this is going to actually challenge Tracy, which I really like. Because we like messing with people's heads, particularly our leaders. We make them love to make them think. And at the moment, the group is riding really, really well. Look at that group, how packed it is coming around this turn here on Zwift, around this turn in Richmond. And Joe Jarvis, actually one of our regular riders on the WoW and on the Chainagng, used to live on this course. There we go. I'm only going to say it once today. So, as Tracy says, not today. It's not the course for numbers. No, you've got to do it by feel. You've got to do it by intuition. You've got to use experience. And I wouldn't dare call Tracy old, but she's plenty of experience on the Chainagng, both on the Donny Chaingang and on the WoW Chainagng. I've had the pleasure of riding with Tracy as well in the outdoors and going to one or two cafes on the way round now for a coffee. Watch it, Matt. Lol. Yeah, I know. You're not as old as me, so don't worry about it. That's really old. So the group on its way around, just managing to get some coffee. It's nice to be back with the big coffee machine here, actually, back in the UK. Tracy's from Barnsley. No comment. So I've got to watch out because she's from Barnsley. Yeah, it's somewhere I actually avoid like the plague a lot of the time. Did a bit of work around Barnsley once upon a time. Do avoid it like the plague most of the time. Certainly not going to ride through. Good course, that Barnsley. The Barnsley Cross course was, yeah, definitely. Okay. So our riders making their way down, and it looks like they're pretty good. Do you know what? It's pretty good at the moment. Now, behind, we have got riders just starting to lose touch. Looks like Yvette just being distanced a little bit. Yvette Citron from Holland just being distanced on that climb. Pushing hard to make up the ground. Looks like Giuseppina Natal sandwiched in between Citrona and our beacon. And that is Pitmon with Anne Lippard as well. Lippard spinning up here. Nice and smoothly, really, really key. That almost looks like that. It looks like there is a just keeping a look at the revs here and the gears. Just wondering whether the way that the Watt's jumping up and down, I think there is a issue on that bike on the turbo. So it may well be that there's an issue on that turbo. Who put that bump there? This bump is my favourite bump. This is fantastic. 23rd Street. It's a when the 3 C's are down, 3 G's, even 3 C's, 3 G's. It's only the alphabet, Matt. On when the 3 G's and 3 O's go down, this is a proper sprint. It is a nasty, nasty, super, super sprint. Probably one of the reasons I like it. Really, I'm mean and grumpy. I'm not Mr. Smiley all the time. So, group goes over, a little bit split on here, very tricky to hold together. Tracy calling, stay close front please guys, nice and easy, don't go mad. Meanwhile our Zwift foam SpongeBob Swift pants out at the side there, that's something you don't often see in commentary. Mind you, neither do you normally say ducks on the course, eating worms, but that happened. that did happen in my last commentary for the UCI, which was from Flamanville, or Flamanville, if you or Flamanville, if you're English. So the English commentary was it was Flamanville. In the conversation I was having the night before, it was Flamanville, and I didn't dare do that on the commentary. I did say to everybody at the start of the women's show, we're not going to say it in French, which is Flamanville, as it was last night. It's going to be Flamanville or Flamanville because we are doing the English commentary. And tonight we're in Richmond, not Richmond. Why would we do it in French? Can't speak enough French. Get by just about. Okay, now let's have a little look. We're just having a little check here. Looks like Ruby Isaac just distanced a little bit. No surprises then. She's one of our lighter riders, and that means that Ruby is going to find the downhills tougher than the uphills. Now, Foxy just a distance from the group, but with our yellow beacon. Nicholas Soden on the way up here, along with Cara Rollinson making the way up. Nick Soden looking like she is pretty much tucked in. It's going to be Yvette, Sabina, along with Pip and Anne, who are doing the chasing at the moment. This group, though, on to the climb. It's going to regroup. It's going to be very interesting to see where our yellow beacon lets this go and how she ramps this up. It's very testing. It's not the easiest course to use as a group ride because of the undulations, but at the moment it's looking pretty smooth to me. So our yellow beacon holding that group nicely together. Just starting to see one or two riders distanced from the pack. We are making our way up their final climb of the circuit. Let's give you a little reminder of what it looks like. So you can see we have gone past the bump that comes in between 12 and 13k. We dropped down. We're at 23rd Street. That's got the orange on it. That's the run up to 13.75k. We've done the drop down to 15k. We're now on the climb that takes us into the finish line. The last climb up is the biggest climb in terms of distance. It's a tough one. That's where our riders are. That's where our beacon is, 15.6k. They're coming up towards the turn. As they come in, they're going to take a left-hand turn in a moment. You can see that when we open out the view, the rider's going to go into the left-hand turn, then go past the pens and in towards the section that takes us over the line. The back of the group just starting to fracture a little bit. We have got riders off the back. Looks like no sugar liquid. Great name. Just distance off the back of the group on this section of the climb. Yvette Centrona also looks like Natala also distance. Lippert and Mon, they're coming down. They're just making their way down that section. They're coming in to the quick sprint up on to the top. Pip carrying plenty of speed up here. Really key as you go up onto this big bank. It really does scrub everybody off the pace. Meanwhile, Ruby Isaac. Ruby, you all right? Yeah, she's just off the back. Ruby's got plenty of power and pace. Just making her way back in. We're on good territory for Ruby here up onto the climbs. Yeah, definitely a yes. He's looking pretty smooth on the way through. So we do get lots of younger riders on the Chainagng, both on the WOW and on the Donny Chaingang, and members of the DCG club. And they take part in everything, including the Tuesday members only ride. So the Tuesday members only Donny Chaingang. You can jump on board if you donate for a month or for the winter season. And you can do so. You can see bottom left hand side of your screen. Join us. www.buytickets.at/full-speed events. Now, here we go. Nice regroup coming up. Looks like that group all getting back together again. We're about to go underneath the banner. Looks like the gang. They got the gang back together. The band's back together again. Here they come. So Foxy bringing up the back of that group. The riders coming through, snowing confetti for a lot of those riders, showing that they've just put in a super fast time as they make their way up here. Now, I think we're going to see some more pace here. We've got, nobody's just dropped off the back for a while. Yvette's the last rider. She's just coming up past the pens here. No Sugar Licking also onto that straight. Natal just coming up to the left-hand turn. Pitmorn and Lippard just coming over that 23rd Street area, but the main group now at the front, motoring on as they make their way down. And I would not be surprised to see that pace start to pick up. I can't imagine that we are going to have the riders sitting super still for a while. Now, good to see Mary O'Shea's back in on the gang once again. Mary, a rider from the previous season as well as this season. Good to see her here. Remember the Chainagng, the Wow Chainagng, every Wednesday. Coming out to you on the Full Speed Events YouTube channel. Also coming out, of course, you can jump on and ride all the links at Zwift. You can also, of course, join on and get all the links sent direct. At the moment, all the links are pretty much ready to go out to everybody right the way to the end. Of I think it's February. I think there's only 3 races. In fact, we don't have the links back in for to jump on board. So get them programmed in. You can join now. Join now for March. Nearly. Okay. This group making its way along. Super quick paces. We're at a slight descent here. Riders working well. Louise Hart in with us again. Can see Louise back in with us in the blue there. Nicely tucked into this group. Foxy holding the wheels. Johnson just a little off the back. He's going to have to push to get into the pack. Mia, go on, keep squeezing. Really important to be in those wheels. It is 6 meters that you can give away. Any more than 6 meters, you're in trouble and you will be distanced out of the group. And that is not where you want to be. If you are distanced, what we always say, find a group. Jump in with that group and you'll find it much easier to make your way in and around. So this group moving through the section takes us into the long straight flat run out and back. Looking good at the moment, making the way around the pan, the upper part of the handle. Our riders nicely tucked in to the group at the moment. So looking pretty good as they come down and in. The riders behind working well at the moment. Our Baker's doing an amazing job on the way around. We're going to drop some ride-ons for our riders who are chasing at the moment. Meanwhile, going to work our way back up and through. Group at the moment though, looking pretty good, pretty snug. Let's see how much faster they get to go before that 3Gs and 3Os go. The maximum I've seen out of the women's Chainagng, I think, is 4.5 watts per kilo. But the pressure is on. Aiming is to be at about 3 watts per kilo on the front. Let's have a little look at what our yellow beacon is doing. I would imagine she's going to be holding that 3 watts per kilo. This group, they're all doing that though. Not seeing anybody drifting on the back at 3 watts per kilo, so it may well be that that might step up a little bit yet. You never ever know. So it's looking pretty smooth at the moment. The group together, not shed any bodies recently with the increase in pace. We're going to come around this left-hand turn. So the pack looking good. Literally tucks nicely in with this group. Just keeping an eye on our riders up here. Looks like they're all pretty smooth here. Nicely keeping the pace at around about that 3 watts per kilo marker. Interestingly, Claire Richardson sat nicely tucked in at the back, getting as much shelter. You can tell those riders who know what they're doing. They don't put their nose out into the wind until they absolutely need to. But when they do, they make it count. And that is partly why the Chainagng is successful. It's all about learning how to ride, how to pace yourself, how to make sure you get the maximum out on the way through. I think we're just seeing a little bit of a kick through the group by Ruby Isaac, and I think Ruby going from the back of the group out through the front to go get a time in. Let's have a look. 20.43 was the fastest time. Ruby Isaac's just smashed that to pieces. Well done, Ruby. Good move. From the back of the group to the front. Ruby Isaac's new PB. In fact, new PBs all over the place. Fantastic, lots of confetti snowing down on our riders to come in and through. Nice riding by Ruby there. So Ruby taking away top spot. Using the group to do it. Absolutely key. Great riding by Ruby. And look at that, straight away. Coming back in. Now, Foxy saving the powder she's got. Oh, interesting. Now we're going to see the Fox strike. Loaded question. Yeah, it could be. We will see. Can Tactic work over the one and only Sammy Stewart? Is Claire Richardson going to live up to her billing? Has often been our fastest rider on the Chainagng and on the Donny Chaingang as well. Sandra McKay just getting right on here from the Tactic UK squad. Don't forget, make sure you give them a follow on social media. You get off our posts put out there. Massive thank you to the team at Tactic for getting the word out and spreading it. Really, really important. Now, 21.3k covered. We're coming around the big pan. We are going to go heading in to the big descent. We're going to have the climbs and the run back in. Time running out for our riders to see how they're going before those 3Gs. At some point they're going to be called. In fact, I saw one of the meanest calls on the Donny Chaingang or on the WOW actually happened last Thursday. Go have a look back if you want to see a mean call for the 3Gs. That was done by Russ on the escalators going up on the London Loop. 3 climbs to Box Hill. Second climb of Box Hill done, dropped down, and then they came into the escalator climb to come out from the underground back into London. And Russ called it on there. Absolutely mean place to get called. I caught a few people out as well who weren't paying attention. Really interesting shout by him to call it at that point, and certainly seemed to work well. So, are we going to have the Terminator feeling like a benevolent Terminator? So think Terminator 2. Or are we going to have the Terminator feeling like the evil Terminator of Terminator 1? This is a 2.0 version, but will the 2.0 version follow Terminator 2, the film, or will it be Terminator 1, or will it be even 3 or 4? Oh, we will find out. Can't imagine it will be all that long. but your guess is as good as mine. 3.5. Oh, she's calling up the numbers. They're ramping up. 3.5 on the run towards that descent. Now, on the flat, if you're one of our lighter riders, 3.5 could be more. It's a quick, fast rundown. We do a tight left. We then swing round to the right and right again. We then run into a really big downhill. Those downhills will be tough for the lighter riders. A bit like the climbs are for the slightly heavier riders like me. I like the downhill bits. So 3.5 being called. Here they go. They're on the way. Winding it up at the moment. So for those of you who are watching maybe for the first time, wondering why we're not going up to the front, there's a certain Morris off the front. Why are we not up there? Well, it's really simple. We always say that the front of the group that is with the yellow beacon is the front of the ride. If you don't listen to the instruction and you do your own thing, why are you on the ride in the first place? Don't make sense, does it, really? If you're not going to follow what the ride does, there's thousands on Zwift. If you want to be on the best ride and to follow the gang and go as fast as you can and get your fastest times and improve, I guarantee it will make you go quicker. If you do what our beacons say, it's been thought out. And if you can go faster than that group when it goes, that's how you're going to get quicker. So the front of the ride at the moment is Sammy Stewart on that pink Tron bike. Anyone in front of Sammy, do you know what? This will not be on the ride. Dead easy. Stay with yellow. Stay with yellow. Stay on target. Stay on target. Here we go. Sammy Stewart leading the through. We see Ruby go for another back-to-front sprint on the way through here. Looking to see if I can see the numbers in red as she comes motoring through. Doesn't look like she's going to save some of that kick for the run in. As they go in one direction, we are going to see them go. Oh, here she goes. Ruby jumping out from the group. So Ruby's time was the 29. What's she done this time around? She was on 29 seconds last time. This time around, Ruby's gone for it again. This time, what, 25.4. Puts her in the first place. Remembering what we said about people who are off the front of the group. There you go. So Ruby, you have the moral victory of the fastest time on Broad Street as well. There you go. Moral victory is important. What's the world without morals? Immoral? Amoral? Amoral. Sounds all Radio 4 talking about morals. Until I have my mum and dad coming out to France for 2 weeks. Fortunately, they went out into the delights of the outdoor space that is the out in the orchards, living it up in the tiny house in the back, aka the old caravan. Well, very nice new caravan, but out the back. Is there a rule in the devil as well? Okay. So, on the way down, what points are going to go? This is motoring along at the moment. Absolutely flying down this descent. The group is key here. It's going to be stay in the group. You cannot afford to let a wheel go. Back of this group are going to be in trouble if they let a group go. And it's about watching what happens at the back as much as it is about watching what happens at the front. Nobody wants to be on the back. You can see the riders spread across the course here. Okay, ladies, this is your yellow beacon speaking. Please holster those mince pies, put the cork back in the champagne's bottle, and prepare for takeoff. You gotta love a Tracy Seeley. This is your heads-up warning. You don't want to be the back of the group right now. This is not going to be good. Everybody's on the way. Foxy's put the mix back in a pocket. It's where it should be. This is about being on the group, being in the mix, not losing the wheels. This is going to be very entertaining. Where is it going to go? Where are we going to see that moment go on the go? Go, 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 go! It is time to hit the throttle. It is time to see who has got the pace to take this to the end. Our fantastic yellow beacon, Tracy Seeley, has hit the button. She's pushed down the plunger. She's pulled the pin on the grenade. And you know what? It's time to see what damage it's doing. Oh, it's doing plenty. Look at the bodies all over the place. We are starting to see the gaps. It's starting to fragment at the moment. You've got to be in it to win it. This is about pushing as hard as you can to stay with that group. Looks like Rawlinson starting to be distant. Suster in trouble as well. Can they work together to bring this group back? Louise Hart, Mia Johnson, Joanne Lee. Oh, it's like just a long train. It's like Mary O'Shea, Lisa Elliott just holding the back of that group. Now it's coming back a little bit together here as they come in and through. The pin was pulled on the long run just after that descent. And I'll tell you something, I think everyone's got back in here. Have they all got back together again? Or almost. So, looks to me like we're going to see Adele Sousa and Cara Rawlinson. Time, guys, to work out what you're going to do. What's your tactic going to be? Do a little bit of recovery, then push into the climb. Meanwhile, front of this group, it is all together. We have got 16 riders, I think, in contention at the front of this group. This is going to be very interesting indeed, because this is going to make life very difficult for a lot of people. 16 riders left in contention in the run for the line. I'll tell you something, I can guarantee it won't be 16 riders at the top of the next climb. But who will be in the mix here on the WOW? The Women Only Wedenesday Chainagng, powered by Full Speed Events. All part of putting some help back into the sport to help promote Bums on Saddles. We're looking after a number of events this year. We've already got a number of the events that we're looking after next year planned out, including the 7th and 8th of September. Put the date in your diary. A double weekend of events. We will be in France. We will be in the Val de Charon, the department that is a full sports tours aim for getting riders bums on saddles. Well, you don't get much better than a Saturday gravel sportive and a Flandrian type sportive with lots of tough road surfaces on the climbs. We've got bergs, we've got moors, we have got rough roads on the Sunday as well, climbing up through castles, through chateaus. There's a boat crossing. There is beautiful forest. There's some fantastic roads, some great tracks. Put the date in your diary, 7th and 8th. And if you want to know how much it is to enter on a Sunday, it's €12 to enter on a Sunday on the road one. And it's only about €35 to enter the off-road one. And you know what? We'd love to see you out there. So please do come and join us. We're going to be supporting the event as Full Speed Events. Expect to see plenty on our social media feed as well. We're going to be supporting that and looking after that. Now, big kick on the front as the riders come into the first of the hills. This is very similar to some of the hills you're going to see out there on the front of this group. Soden looking to see if she can close this gap down. Who's gone? Oh, it's Fionn Gilbert who's gone early. Brave move by Gilbert here. Is she going to be the rider who is going to lead them up? Sammy Stewart is not having that. Stewart has got has wound up to 6th. Now, Fionn Gilbert has been racing off-road. She's been training on Zwift. She's been riding on the cyclocross. And I tell you something, she is a rider to watch out for. So here we go. On to the climb she comes. Is anybody going to pull her back? Sammy Stewart the nearest. Then it's going to be Nicholas Soden, followed by Claire Richardson. Angela Webster on the move here, moving up on a heel. So look at this. You've got Seeley, the Terminator, is not far away. Richardson, Rhea Mobbs in there as well. Mobbs on a good ride here. She's coming up onto the heels of Soden. Soden's just seen Sammy Stewart go around the corner. Stewart is chasing Gilbert here. Gilbert comes over the round that tight turn there, and it's going to go over the top in the front, but she's got 2 more hills to go. Can she take this to the finish? She's gone solo now. She's got 9 seconds on Sammy Stewart. That is a phenomenal lead. She takes that climb with ease, a 1:19, absolutely obliterating all the previous times up there. Sammy Stewart comes through with the 1:30. This is going to be about who has got the pace, who's got the power to come up that climb super fast. Really, really key. So let's have a little bit of a check. That climb there, there's some fast old times up here. Mobs up there, Richardson, Soden, Seeley, Webster, all flying up that climb at the moment. So at the moment it's in 1. It's Sammy Stewart in 2, Rhea Mobs in 3, Soden, Richardson, Seeley in that order behind. Then it's Webster, then it's Hart, then it's Isaac, and Johnson right in that mix as well. If you are riding, now is the time to put the pressure on, because you cannot afford to let riders go too far off the front at the moment. Fionn Gilbert's gone in all of this. She saved a feather as well. She's kicking the feather in on this climb. Can Fionn Gilbert come to the top of the climb and extend her lead? She's at 11 seconds now, 10 seconds to Sammy Stewart. Stewart knows how to ride this course, so has Stewart got a power up to match? She hasn't here. So Sammy Stewart sat there. Look at the revs there. Stewart is doing 42 revs per minute. Sammy Stewart going weight training on the bike, kicking out hundreds of watts in pursuit. Gilbert's up over the top. What's the time gap going to be? She's got a new PR over the top of there. Again, obliterating the time of everybody else. 35.9. She's on a roller coaster of a ride on the way through. She's going up at pace. She's on that descent. She's currently, though, absolutely flying. Sammy Stewart sets a new PB on the way over the top there, but gave away 6 seconds on that climb. Richardson is going to come over in 3rd place. This is going to be very, very interesting as they come in towards the finish. Gilbert is leading this out. She's absolutely flying. She's taking a rest on this downhill. Smart move here. Tucks in, takes that left-hand turn now. Has Stewart got the timing right? Has Stewart got anything left? She's coming down here saving energy. Will she be able to pull back Fionn Gilbert on the Chainagng from the Electric Spirit? She will not want to get beaten. We know how fierce a competitor Sammy Stewart is at the moment. She's got to work cut out. She's got to make back 22 seconds on the climb on a flying of Fionn Gilbert, who comes around that right-hand turn now. Long run to the climb coming up. Then it's a right-hand turn up on to the ascent. Richardson on the downhill. Mobs on the downhill. It's going to get onto the wheel of Richardson here. So these two riders are going to come together. That is going to be to their advantage. It's going to be to the disadvantage of Nicola Soden. Soden just being distanced by those two riders. She's got the Terminator coming up behind. Then it's going to be Webster, followed by Hart, Isaac, O'Shea, McKay, Lee. It's going to be Foxy. Then it'll be Lisa Elliott, Sister Cara Rollinson. At the moment, the very front of this ride, absolutely flying. You can take one off that number. We always discount people who do a fly off the front. You've got to stay with the group. You've got to be in it to win it in the right place. At the moment, Fionn Gilbert, well, she was in the right place and she's had the right powers. She used that power up to her advantage. Now we're taking a little look behind. Is this going to be like Jaws? Are we going to see Sammy Stewart coming up at speed? She's got her in her sights. Well, this is going to be a pursuit match to the finish here. Stewart at the moment holding 5.5 watts per kilo. At the moment, Gilbert is holding what it's going to be 4.5. She's not quite got the power at the moment to hold off Stewart, but now she kicks. She's up above the power of Sammy Stewart. Sammy Stewart has got to make this back. Come on, Sammy, you're not going to get beaten surely on the Chainagng here. Need to get those revs up. Now they're coming up, 65 revs per minute. Chasing Gilbert. What's Gilbert got left? Can she hold off the phenomenon that is Sammy Stewart? It's looking good at the moment. So Gilbert around that turn. Looks like she's going to have this. Sammy Stewart is at 10 seconds, and that gantry is coming. It is going to be a win for Gilbert here. She can hold on. She's got the power down, though, now. This is the run for the line. Sammy Stewart is chasing, but Fionn Gilbert has got the lead here. There's nobody in sight behind on our screens because Fionn Gilbert is going to come on. First time debut. What a way to make your debut. Take the win on the Chainagng. Remember, the warm down is from the lap banner that is coming up. She can see it in front. It is going to be Fionn Gilbert who goes through the line. Gilbert takes the win on the Chainagng. It is Fionn Gilbert in 1. It's going to be Sammy Stewart in 2. So Fionn Gilbert, the Electric Spirit team, takes top spot. The fastest lap time as well, a 25-minute on the way through. It's going to be Sammy Stewart coming through for 2. And again, another fastest lap time for her. So it is Gilbert in 1 time to ease off those pedals and spin out to that blue banner. Sammy Stewart in 2, going to do the same here, drop that power down. Richardson's going to come through in 3 for the Aeonian squad. So Claire Richardson is currently in 3rd place. Where's that chase behind? You can just see that blue Tron bike. One of the reasons I don't like Tron, it gives away when it's sneaking up on people. Behind, so it is Richardson who's going to come through in 3rd place. You can ignore that number on the top. Remember, we take 1 off there. Every rider who has done a flyer early. Now Rhea Mobbs is going to come through 4th place for Rhea Mobbs. Great ride by Rhea. So here we go. Rhea Mobbs goes through in 4th place. It's going to be a 5th place here today. Through that banner goes Nicholas Soden in 5th. It's going to be a 6th place here today for Angela Webster. So 6th place for Webster. She comes in underneath the gantry. It should be a 7th place for Tracy Seeley. Thank you very much, Tracy. You did a great job for a Barnsley lass. You did a great job for anybody on the way in on the Chainagng. What a great ride by Tracy. Great control. And thank you very much for stepping in at short notice. Ruby Isaac comes chasing in for 8th position. Great ride by Ruby once again. We know she's talented. We know she can do many things on the rollers. She's putting a good time down on the Chainagng. Next up, it's 9th place for Mary O'Shea. It's going to be a 10th place for Lisa Hart. This will be an 11th place, I think, for Mia Johnson. Then it's going to be Joanne Lee coming through in 12th. There's a good ride by all of our riders here today. Sandra McKay making her way in towards the line. It's going to be 13th place for Sandra here from the Tactic Race team. Behind, I think, Lisa Elliott will be our next rider. She's going to be our 14th rider in towards the line. You can see our riders now spread out and around the route. And a quick reminder, remember everybody, of course, we're back next week with the next of our WOW Chaingangs. Please do jump on board and join us. You can register. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. I know it says buy tickets.at for the address. That's just so that we can basically register and send it out on our ticketing process that we use for all the other events that we're involved in on the way through. So please do spread the word. Now, Lisa Elliott, next rider in through the line, 14th place for Lisa. Great ride. So Lisa in and on the way through. We're going to take a little look. I think Foxy will be our next rider in, then Adele Suster, followed by Cara Rawlinson. Looks like plenty of the riders on the way around the circuit at the moment. So going to take a look. It is going to be Foxy on the way to the line, dropping that burrito on the way out. Foxy with another new kit. Lisa Chainagng, the rider with more kits than I've had hot dinners. In fact, more than commentary gigs I've had in the last year. That's for sure. So on the way through, and I've had plenty of commentary. So well done to Foxy. Fantastic stuff. Another day done, and time to spin those legs out. Get that lactic acid out of the legs. Another good ride by Adele Suster. Suster comes in underneath the gantry, 16th position. Well done. You can drink your champers now, it's over. Ooh, champers now, that's a nice thought. Not sure I brought any back. Didn't load the van myself, have to admit. Got help. Okay, so next in is going to be Cara Ronson. Cara, I hope you enjoyed the ride. I'm sure at some point you go, do you know what? That's good. And you will feel the benefit. It will make you quicker, I promise. It does work that way. Cara doing a great job. Making her way in towards the line on the Wow Chaingang. The sister of the Donny Chaingang. All grown up now on its own and out and working well. As we see Cara Rawlinson come in and through the line. Great riding by Cara. We do have riders further out and round the course. So it looks like Yvette nicely pushing on at the moment. Looks like we have got no sugar licking on the way up. And Pitmorn just trying to bring in and home the riders. That's going to be Lippet out there. But Lippet looking like she's come to a standstill, so I suspect Pip now going to squeeze on and open up those throttles a little bit. Let's see what she can pull back on those riders. Rawlinson nicely in and through, going to be starting to warm down, I suspect, now. So Rawlinson on that warm down. Remember, our riders warming down to the blue banner. So Vet is our next rider up on to the climb, and that means that whilst Yvette is making her way up on the climb, going to say a massive thank you to Tracy and to Pip being on because at short notice. Thank you very much, guys. Absolutely appreciate it. It really, really does make a big, big difference to the riders. Thank you very much for being riding. Don't forget, of course, that we have the Donny Chaingang also coming your way tomorrow. It is open to everybody. You don't need to be a member. You can just come on board and ride. So please do join us. How'd you get there? It's really simple. See down on the bottom left-hand side of your screen, it says www.buytickets.at/fullspeed-events. Then, look on there. Look for the Donny Chaingang. You can join the ride. You have 24-hour window to join the one that we register on the Thursday. You don't need to pay a penny. You just jump on board. You don't need to be a member. Just jump on board. Come and have a ride. See what you can do. It's a tough one, believe me. It's always fast. It's always quick. But it's always fun. Now, Tuesdays, guess what? We also have a Chaingang, but we have a members-only Chaingang for people who are supporters of the Chaingang. And they are the members of the DCG gang. Tracy Seeley is indeed one of them, as well as a number of our riders here tonight. Really, really key. They basically keep the whole show on the road, and they allow us to put on the Chaingangs. They donate. We give them great giveaways. Massive support coming this month from the team at OTE. Here's an incentive for you. If you're a member of the DCG gang, you donate for 1 month. Guess what? We give you discounts. 20% off Gritty. 10% off Halo wheels. 30% off Goodyear tyres and Continental tyres. And even more importantly, we give you 30% in December off OTE. Yep, 30%, 30%. That's going to be going out to our members for Thursday. That means that if you're a member of the DCG gang, OTE is saying thank you very much for supporting the Donny Chaingang by being a member. 30% discount on OTE. Now, if like me, you know how important it is to get that recovery fuel down your neck, make sure that you get that done. Whether you're injured like I am and have managed to have a lay down on the floor and bash yourself down the road and you need to knit everything back together again, or you've done a hard workout, or you just want to maximise your training and your riding, then make sure that you jump on board. And guess what? If you basically join, you get the discount code. You can order 30% off. So basically, it costs you nothing to join. You get some great product, and the Chaingang keeps rolling. Does it get better than that? What a Christmas present! Please do join. We'd love to see you on board. Get the discounts. Oh, and yeah, you get to ride on Tuesdays. Oh, yeah, you get all the links straight to your email as well. And you get the discounts. Oh, and we do giveaways too. Got some great giveaways coming up in January, courtesy of Goodyear tyres. and the team at Cambion tyres as well. Now, here we go. Next rider coming into the line is going to be Yvette Centron, on the way through the line here from the Netherlands. So Yvette, our next rider in and through the finish. Great ride by Yvette, well done. Time to spin down now. Just taking a look, looks like Pip Morn on a bit of a mission now to get round and back in to the finish after shepherding as our red beacon. He's got a bit of work to do to make up the ground on No Sugar Licking. Be interesting pursuit this actually. Just remember that the time gaps on Zwift, as with all esports, work on speed and distance. They're an instant computation of an instant calculation of the positioning. Now, and that means that you can make up ground incredibly quickly. It's not done like the old school days. So we go, right. Rider just coming to the end of the banners on the climb at the one-way sign, hitting the end of the barriers now, and then you start the clock. Then you have to wait till the next rider gets there, and you go, yep, that time gap is such and such. No, instantly done. So speed and pace, that's already in then. So here we go. So, No Sugar Licking on to the climb. Pip Morn, our beacon, chasing hard here. Going to be heading up on to the ascent of the climb up onto the cobbles. On the way in and through. No Sugar Licking on the way through. On that climb coming into that bend. While she's on the way up, just a quick reminder. Don't forget, guys, that you can register. We have used tonight, as you can see, the Richmond UCI course. We've been using this. It's a heady one. We've got lots of flat routes as well on the way through. Don't forget, of course, that you can come and join us. We try and get you the coverage all the way out. Despite doing a big travelling section back, we're not actually fully set up in the studios here. I'm sat in the right place at the right time with the right screens, but we are actually on a part setup at the moment tonight. So the rest is all lots of packing cases and flight cases all around us in the studios, but we will be rectifying that in time for the rest of the shows we've got to come out. So tomorrow we're going to be bringing you the Donny Chaingang live on the Downhill Cycling YouTube channel. At the weekend, you're going to be seeing the ride that we cover, which is the Sunday Race Club. You'll have to follow our social media feed, so it's at Biking Emma, at Matt Fakes the Pain, and of course at Full Speed Events for details on that. We're not going to put that out on here. And please do follow us for what we get up to on the weekend, every weekend. Then, of course, don't forget that next week we'll be back with the WOW on the Wednesday, with the Chainagng on the Thursday. We will be recording as well. Got a new episode of the Crosscast we're going to record, so you might want to listen to the old one. It's a really good one. We got great games, great guest even in Ruby James, who's had a phenomenal season. Please do give it a listen. You can find the Crosscast on Apple Music. You can find it on Spotify. You can find it on Google Podcasts, etc., etc., etc. Wherever you get them amplified, the lot Audible. Wherever you get your podcast, then please, please, please do subscribe, have a listen. It's not just me. You got Neil Mansfield, who is the host. Neil from Gritty, one of the supporters of the Chaingangs, and one of the key people when it comes to making the riding and the racing happening. So please do give it a listen, give it a shout, and do catch up with what we have been getting up to in the world of cross. And that includes World Championships. Neil's had a great ride. Looking forward to hearing all about that. So please, please do get in touch. Jump on board. Give us a watch. I'll be back with some more UCI action. That's going to be coming up just after Christmas, which is not all that far away. So, No Sugar Licking on the way in towards the line. Great ride here today. Well done. In and through the line. Time to spin those legs out on the run in to the blue banner. And that leaves a very fast moving Pip Morn. Pip stepping in to be our Beacon. Fantastic stuff. Pip jumping in at thelastminute.com. Great to see Pip in action. Go get your team, Pip, I hate to break it to you. I've already had it. It was ridiculously hot lentil casserole with sausages, where Emma got a bit heavy-handed with the pepper, and in fact put a whole load of cayenne pepper in it. So much so you couldn't even taste the sausages. But thank you very much, Pip. Pip, I might rest the voice. As you can tell, it's suffering a little bit. But do you know what? We might just keep our eye on Pip. Have a listen to the world of Zwift. Pip's partner in crime jumped off the bike. It's left Pip on a pursuit on her own. But you know what? Pip has done great. Well, we always say we're going to stay till our last rider crosses the line. Not to put any pressure. I'm fine, you know me, but you don't need to watch. We know. Maybe we just like sitting in the studio, Pip. So Pip onto the climb. Let's see what Pip's going to do on the climb on the way through. Fastest time up here, a 35.9. Set by Fionn Gilbert. Great riding by Fionn today, actually, I have to say. Good to see new riders on the game. Please do share. Put it out there. We really want to have loads of people on the game. The more people are on it, the better. Don't keep it to yourself. Share it out there. Tell everybody. It's not a secret. It's on Zwift. It's simple. Jump on board. Come and ride it. We want to see you on there. It's really important. More rides we get, the happier we all are. So please do get in touch. Jump on board. Really good to see you, and to see you in on the gang. Now, Pip on one of our regulars, on the way up the climb at the moment, looking very strong. So Pip over the top on to the descent. Absolutely motoring on this descent now, 53 kilometres an hour. Pip Mon, of course, not just a great rider herself, but some great riders in the family. Been really good to see the progression of Amy, a very talented young rider, and always good to see Amy in action. And Pip out at the races. I think last time I saw Pip was actually at Clanfield Cross. It would be about this time last year, actually, which seems like a long time and no time at all. Clanfield Cross, not part of the UCI race, with the loss of their sponsor, not going to be a UCI race this year. However, they have got some really innovative racing coming up, so well worth a look at the Clanfield squad and see what they're going to be getting up to. Really interesting to see how they're getting on and how that's going to be panning out. So please do jump on and have a look at the Clanfield Cross, run by the team at Solent Pirates, some of the real good guys of cycle sport, and a great course. Really nice venue, and well worth a visit. So please do dive in, go have a ride on for the Clanfield Cross. I think that's the last time I saw Amy in it. I have to say, not got all that many in-person events. This year we were supporting our grassroots sports when we could here in the UK. So we were at the home Pierpoint Cross, part of the Nottingham Derby, for Nottingham Clarion, helping them out and supporting them, sponsoring the event and helping out with the event, and a great job done by Helen Dusk and all the team at Nottingham Clarion. So we've been helping them. We helped out at the great event, the gravel event out in the Sharon for the first time this year. We'll be helping out again next year. We're going to have hopefully a few people out and riding it as well. If you want any more details, just get in touch on social media. You can get hold of me. It's at Matt Fixer Payne. You can get hold of at Biking Emma. You'll see that if you look back through our posts, there's going to be posts from the film. We're going to be putting lots more of details out, some great images. Come on, where else are you going to get a feed station that includes red wine and homemade French quiche? It doesn't get any better than that. The answer is probably no. So, please do jump on, have a look at that. We've also been helping out with a lot of events. So not only do we do the Women Only Wednesday and put all that together, I'm very busy with that. We also help out with a number of other events around the country. So great to be involved, great to help out with some of the grassroots sports wherever we are and whenever we can. And we continue to do so. And of course, supporting the and putting on the Donny Chaingang, doing the behind-the-scenes work in terms of the club and the support for the Donny Chaingang, working with Russ. Russ has a bright idea to put the Chaingang on Zwift. We've been working with Russ pretty much since day one, and doing some testing on the early ones that allowed us to get up and running, and it means that the Donny Chaingang, of course, looking after riders and giving riders somewhere to go in the COVID. And that's continued right the way through since 2020. We're into our 4th season. That's quite a scary thought, isn't it? Mind you, we're into season 7 of the Crosscast, and that's even scarier. 7 seasons of the Crosscast. Let's do the Crosscast. Crosscast coming out for you, so please do get ready for the new episode going to land. You might want to listen to the old one first. Going to be covering some new topics, some old topics, revisiting some topics. Going to be covering the world of international cyclocross as well as the national trophies in the UK scene. It's got a UK slant, as you'd expect for a UK-based cyclocross podcast, and hopefully going to be covering lots of our youngsters. Now, our superstar on the way to the line, our Red Beacons, we always say, have one of the hardest jobs because they ride at the pace of everybody else. They have to move up and down, and quite often they get this point because their friends leave them behind and they jump on the ride. That's happened today to Pip, but no daunting Pip on the way in to the finish here. Our finisher coming in. It's going to be our final finish. It's going to be Pip Morn from Yorkshire making a way into the finish. Thank you very, very much, Pip, for jumping on the ride and being our Red Beacon, supporting our riders who are not at the front of the ride. It's an essential role. Thank you very, very much indeed. Enjoy your warm down, Pip. We're going to go leave you in peace. And that means that you've got me to say goodbye. And that means basically, come back. Emma is your organiser. My name, it's Matt Payne. And we are going to be bringing you the action. So I'll be bringing you the action. Emma doing the organising, all for Full Speed Events. Please do come and join us next week. But from me, Matt Payne, from Emma, from everybody in the Chaingang, stay safe. We'll see you again soon. Goodbye.